Hello everyone. I wanted to use this video to break down this play a little bit because I think it's a cool one. I think this can be very informative for a lot of players that want to play one dagger. So what is happening here is I'm playing by myself, but I know the alliance that I was playing with moved to another server. So what was happening? They were trying to flank this position for the field boss that spawns a nebula at like 10 p.m. So we were trying to go towards the stairs. You can see like the wolf icons and the skull icons are one alliance, and the weed slash plant icon is the other alliance. So when I was getting here, the plant alliance was already getting demolished. So you can see there's almost no one from the plant alliance alive. So I knew that this was a doomed play already because I got late here. Uh, but regardless, what I tried to do was to get from the platform to the high ground. So that was the first thing. Because when you're gonna get into position for those things, you either wanna fall in a small like corner to be have like some loss of sight that you can hide behind, or you wanna try to get to a high ground so you don't get like priority targeted by melees or people that are not looking up. So first thing, try to find a high ground position. The moment I land here, there's already someone here. There's already that Eternal guy, which is infiltrator, bull dagger. He targets me a lot. So I was already aware that there was no one else in the field to be targeted except me here, because you can see like all the other weed people, the plant people already died. So it's me versus the two alliances. So the first thing I tried to do instantly was try to fish for a touch of despair, and then try to parry any of the engage CCs, any damage, and go invis. That's my first train of thought. So I try to find a target to touch. You can see I fail touch. I touch on Eternum here, but the game is terrible, so it doesn't register my curse, because yes, that happens when you lose, like, he moved a little bit outside of my range probably, so the game didn't register it, or it was too laggy for the server to register. No clue, you know. But I get robbed of a touch here, so you can see like I use the touch, I cast the touch, it doesn't register, which sucks. Then I start getting targeted. I instantly try to roll, to parry dash, to get my evasion buff up, so I can have some more magic and range evasion, and to try to parry any damage. I don't have the stamina, so that sucks. I move to the corner here, because I know if I get any shadow stepping from any daggers, they're gonna fall behind me. So every time you're playing on high ground, don't play in the edge in front of you. Play on edges like on the back. You can see I think I get shadow step by some people here because I'm very close to the corner. They're trying to find angles to shadow step me. I already buffed, by the way. You can see pre-buff. Let's see if there's an example. Oh, there's one plant guy still alive there. I find a healer here, so I fish. Oh, see? Someone tried to get on me, and then it just drops. I managed to get a fish here on the healer, and this is important. I fished the healer. I can see that I got unlucky with a 1 stack, but there's another guy that also got fished here. This is important later. By that point, I have stamina back up, so I'm spamming. I think it's yeah. You can see you don't have stamina. I was already spamming because I got there from the shadow step. I was already spamming to not get more damaging, because by that point I have been standing here for like a second or two, which is more than enough time for people to realize I'm there and target me. So I'm trying to spam as best as I can to get a parry and reduce damage. So finally, after the 3 or 4 times spamming the parry, I have enough stamina to cast a parry. Even though I get lucky and get a perfect parry here, which makes me go invisible, you can see I instantly proc the invisibility, because I'm used to like parrying or trying to dodge roll to avoid burst damage, so I don't die on the start right away, and then go invisible. So here, the reason why I just went invisible straight up was because I never know if I'm gonna hit a parry or not. So I cannot depend on the RNG of getting a lucky parry. So that's why I already use it. It's just brain memory, muscle memory. A thing here that I noticed is I already had buffed. I already had fish for a touch, so I already did both conditions of buffing and fishing for a touch. Then I can get invisible. That's the order, right? First fish for a buff, then fish for a target, then go invisible, and wait for your cooldown to go back. So here, I'm looking for the target that I fished. In this case was this KX guy, which is a healer. You can see he has a fish of touch with E.Tevent. But what happens is people by my server, by my alliance, usually already know how to play against me, how to play against curses. Experienced players are harder to get, that's normal. So you can see he's not moving in the middle of the mess. It's not like he's very far away from the clump, and he's moving further away from the clump and further away from me, which is the right thing to do. Should not stay around, your allies if you're gonna get curse bombed. So he starts moving further away. I notice that, and on top of that, he clinches my curse. So the moment I notice he clinches my curse and he moved away, that creates two conditions. I cannot stack more on the guy, and he's really further away, so I need to move inside the clump, the enemy clump, and I probably would not get a rotation to be able to touch him. That sounds weird, but touching, and be able to like survive long enough to get another touching to keep the combo going, right? I was already in a terrible position. So I decided to look for the other touch that I had, and I remembered that I got a touch on the other guy, which is what he said is an important detail when using touch. To look for all the targets that you can possibly get. So instantly I already look for the second target. I noticed the Joe guy has my touch because of the visual dots. So I try to target him. I managed to target him. And then I see the situation. He has 2 touch plus the decay, but he's a crossbow dagger. So a crossbow dagger is an evasion user. I could have the lucky chance that he doesn't have magic evasion, because some crossbow users don't have a lot of evasion, funny enough. But usually they have like over 3,000 to 4,000 evasion. But at this point I don't have anything that I can do. I'm out of invis, I already used my buffs. I have to go for it and just pray for RNG. So what I do, I notice that everyone's going back to the middle part. Probably because the other alliance is fighting on the other side, so there's a cow probably to move that. So I decided to go on Joe because it's on a choke point. Right here is a choke point, because it's the bridge that everyone has to go up. He's aware that I exist, but I'm not sure if he knows I'm coming for him. So I try to go very close to him, because I'm using the Luznoa daggers. And the Luznoa daggers have the frozen smoke, the petrifying smoke. So I want to pop it near to him, so I can stack my curses on him without him moving, and I can catch people moving upwards to the other choke side. To the middle of the choke, right? To the middle of the thing. A big mistake here, by the way, is I'm using Dagger on my main hand. And that's a big deal, because if you're using Vampiric on Zog for damage, you need to be using either a ranged weapon or preferably your one, because the range for the Vampiric is based on your weapon. I'm not sure if it affects it too much because I'm using the dagger, but I'll melee to the target this time. But if I'm bombing from further away, a little bit further away, I should always be using the one so I don't lose the vampiric damage, which is essential. So always be aware of what weapon you're using on your hand. The reason why I probably swapped here is probably because at some point I changed mid-air the weapon that I was using to cancel the flying animation, but regardless, it's something really important that you gotta keep track. What main weapon you're using. Always try to keep the one so you can keep the vampiric range. It's a bug, by the way, but regardless. So I walk next to the Joe guy. I already noticed there's a few people that probably saw me going down and trying to remove me, so I have to act quick. I instantly pop the Luznoa smoke to try to start getting a choke point here. You can see I already got 2 people and there's more people coming. So after popping the smoke, I instantly throw touch. This is a mistake, by the way. I should have started with the cane here, because the cane takes a longer animation. Going outside of the invis with the cane would be better to go decay into touch. But at this, everything that I'm doing here takes part in like less than 5 seconds. So I'm trying to break down a play that happened in 5 seconds. But regardless, so I instantly smoke into touch, because the smoke doesn't remove your invis. So I touch, and then I go decaying. The correct order here should be decaying, then touch, but you know, it happens. Then by that point, I throw decaying. I got lucky. I don't know if he has high evasion or not. He probably does, and I got lucky. So I managed to stack both 3 touches, decaying, and E.Tevent here. And by this point, the smoke is doing its work. It caught another guy here. It caught another guy here, the eternal guy. And it started getting a lot of people that were not expecting me here, or probably were trying to chase me invisible to take me away from the invis. So by this point, everything is set. I just couldn't use the first buff, which is the AoE big heal, the Genesis Rage, which turns into damage. I was experiencing that and the shield to see which one I prefer. I cannot use this one without a guild or like by solo playing, so I swapped that back to the shield, but this is one way that you can increase your damage a little bit. But regardless, I managed to get both curses going and the smoke. So by this point everything is ready. I just karmic. I get a lot of people in the karmic and I insta CE. Sadly, I missed like 2 people that went outside, kept going to the middle with the CE. So it was only a bomb of those players here. But that was enough to get a good bomb. So instantly, after seeing, I parry roll, because there's no reason to not spam parry rolls between your skills or after your skills, because you know you're in the middle of like a bunch of targets. I don't have defensive skills, I'm not inside, like my smoke's gonna run out soon. I don't have invis to break stuns. I have the artifact here, but that's about it. They have the guardian as well, but that's not gonna save me. Like a 3k shield's not gonna do anything in this situation. So I just pop it. And I get luckily another parry, which means I get loss of sight, right? Because I get invisible. By this point, the explosion happens, and I get the kills. Pop. So that's pretty nice. A lot of people manage to survive due to probably the, like I said, the Dagger / Vampiric, just RNG overall, or like just parrying. You can see there's a parry here for 25k that someone did, I'm not sure who. And by that point, the play is over. You already used your cooldowns. You already played the best that you could with what you had. So what I do is just try to find a position to escape. And I end up checking the corner here. It's the only place that I have to escape. So just jump and try to escape as fast as I can on the hole here. But that's about it. I just wanted to break this play down because I thought it was a really cool play. There's a few different plays that I do that are solo play that I think could be a good content to breaking down like this, so people can try to understand like the train of thought and maybe try to adapt that to your play style. I hope this video was helpful. If you guys like content like this, where I try to break more harder plays or plays that don't really have that many options, which is a good thing, so you can like start to see more options on your own plays. Do ask on the comments. Thanks for watching, and that's about it.